What's going on, everyone? Meteorologist Hunter Ward coming to you on January the 14th. And we've got a stream of moisture that is moving over parts of Tennessee, parts of Mississippi, parts of Alabama. It's dropped snow all across Oklahoma, Arkansas, and it's funneling somewhat towards western North Carolina, but some models have shifted it a little bit farther north. As we know, here in the mountains of western North Carolina, it's so difficult to predict the weather anyway, so could be some surprises with this system. I've got a snowfall map that's ready for you folks to kind of digest. May need to be adjusted here in the next 12 to 24 hours, but like I said, just doing my best to give you my best forecast. This has been a difficult system to forecast. We've had a lot of wavering between the models, had some temperature issues that have shown up as well. But let's go ahead and turn around to my screen. Want to thank All In Dumpster Rentals, Patrick at All In. He can take care of everything for you as far as dumpster needs. And CP Cruise and Company, Adrian, time to get your taxes done. Give her a call, set up your appointment tomorrow, give her a ring. So looking around town, so this is showing 51 there, but I've got 37 at my location here in Alexander, and so temperature varying widely around the area. That's all gonna drop down here very soon. Better Homes and Garden Realty Maggie Valley camera, could see some snowfall on this camera certainly. Grimes Tice Anderson downtown Asheville camera, they're running live. You can see all of these cameras live streamed. Downtown Canton camera, Better Homes and Garden Realty, and then BannerElk.com live camera. As usual, we've got the deer out there, and gonna see some snow for sure on that camera. And as we progress, let's show you the Marthaler Jeweler camera out here in Fletcher. We've got the Haywood Community College camera here on US 74 there in Haywood County. We've got the TJ Hooper Nationwide camera here in downtown Brevard. Let's do one more, the Affairs of the Hearts downtown Waynesville camera, and then one more that'll probably be seeing more snow action than some others. I think Silva has the possibility. So right here on the Ward's Plumbing, Heating, and Air camera, could see some snowflakes here very soon. As let's check out what the radar is showing. So I've got radar scope up here. This is kind of my preferred tool. And here's the swath of moisture that we've been watching. And western North Carolina's over here. And here's what we've got moving in now. So you can see the models have pushed this stream of moisture a little bit farther north than where it was showing setting up yesterday. And so that is affecting totals somewhat, but I'm still wondering if tomorrow morning and even into tomorrow evening, if we're going to see that stream just continue to undulate over western North Carolina. The models have struggled with that here, and so we'll look for that here as we progress into tomorrow to see what comes to fruition there. But as you can see here, radar fully lit up all across Tennessee, Nashville starting to get some moisture moving in. Memphis here, we've got snow reports all in northern Mississippi, and look at that precipitation just continuing to blossom. Now, some of the models show this really becoming a stream that just moves over Knoxville, Johnson City, and it doesn't make it over the mountains. We get some downsloping that happens, and it just doesn't make it into Asheville. I have a little bit of a hard time, seeing that exactly. I think that in some way, shape, or form, those storms will move through. Those little pockets of moisture will move through. I believe that they'll be drying up as they go through western North Carolina, though. So a difficult forecast here, and I'm honestly not 100% certain about it. I try to be as certain as I can, but I really honestly just made the map I'm about to show you guys here in like 30 minutes ago. So I haven't had a lot of certainty with this system, and it's been frustrating because we haven't had a good snow system here in Western North Carolina here in 2 years. And so I know you guys are snow starved, and it just doesn't feel like we're ever going to see snow around Western North Carolina. So eventually that will break, but it's just frustrating to get to that point. So let's go ahead and you're not seeing anything around Western North Carolina just yet move in, but we're seeing some snow flurries in the Chattanooga area. I think around 9 or 10 we could see at least a round of snow flurries in the Asheville area, if not a snow shower, and then even into tomorrow morning snow showers. So let's go ahead and show you guys what I'm thinking projected snowfall wise. I think north of Asheville area will be 1, 2, 3 inches. Some rain, snow, sleet mixing in. It's a bit difficult forecast there, and that line kind of traverses down to Hendersonville and Brevard. This is where that downsloping is really going to occur. These mountains down here are going to catch that moisture first, and whatever doesn't get caught in these mountain areas will push through, but I think it could only be flurries. When the moisture does get heavier, some of the models are showing the temperatures rising enough to where this doesn't fall as snow, it falls as rain. And so it's such a difficult forecast. Some of the models were showing like 8 and 9 inches of snow the other day for like Bryson City and Silva. They've kind of went away from that. I still think that those areas are going to see some snowfall from this. You'll be able to watch that on the AshevilleWX live cameras down there in Silva. And so what comes to fruition, I'm not exactly certain, but as you can see on the models, that moisture is developing. It's coming. Now, what happens to those fingers of moisture? You know, do they fall as rain? Do they fall as snow? Is it sleet? The models are wavering in that. That's affecting their totals. And, you know, I also think that they're struggling a little bit with into Tuesday evening, the fact that that stream of moisture could still be prevalent. So let's talk about what some of the models are showing here. And let's see. Okay. So most recent HRR model. I'll run this out for you guys. This is showing that swath of precipitation that I just showed you guys on the radar there. Here we'll put it in forecast loop mode. So I use Pivotal Weather. You guys can use this yourself. I actually have a subscription, but it just allows me to see closer in on things. All of these are available for you for free. So you can run this out, and we'll see. Here's that little swath of moisture. The model just dissipates here. And so as it hits the mountains, I assume it's showing downsloping and some drying out that's occurring. Now, does that actually come to fruition? Or do we right here see this swath of moisture as I pull it up on the Huntsville radar? Does it actually continue like it's been for the past 3 or 4 hours? It hasn't dried out yet, and the models really just seem to be picking up on it. So those are little nuances, little things that are prevalent in meteorology, especially mountain meteorology. You've got to adjust your forecast based off of, you know, kind of what the models are showing, based off of what's coming to fruition on the radar. And you can see that precipitation right there where I'm circling with my cursor. That's coming right towards the southwest tip of Western North Carolina. Here I'll zoom in. Murphy, Andrews, Hayesville, Franklin, Robbinsville. I think that you guys in the next 3 hours or so could see a snow shower or so. Does it accumulate? How long does it line up over you? Does this moisture stream actually stay over you the whole time? How does it line up over portions of Western North Carolina? It's just a really tough call. 15 miles or so is really going to change where any type of accumulation shows, because many of the models are showing this area right here receiving 5 to 10 inches of snow. That's a wide range, but we've got the short range models showing a little bit less. Some models like the GFS model showing almost a foot of snow for the Sevierville, Pigeon Forge area. And so all of that is just going to stop at the border, at the North Carolina-Tennessee line. That's what the models are showing. And I just have a real hard time believing that it's going to be so clear-cut like that, and that it's not going to push into the Asheville area a little bit more than what we're seeing now. My tools, everything that I have are kind of pushing away from that. And so what I see, though, is that we're not lining up exactly. This should be showing on the models if we're seeing, several. These are imping reports right here that you're seeing. Huntsville, Alabama, you've got ice pellets and rain. You've got snow reports here. You have into Chattanooga, you've got mix of ice and snow. So that is moving towards the southwest tip of western North Carolina. Does it dry out before it gets there? What happens to this moisture back here into Mississippi that's going to be moving through somewhere? Is it coming right towards eastern Tennessee? Is it going to hit portions of western North Carolina, within 15 miles of the border, within 30 miles of the border? Where exactly does that line up? I think it's a difficult thing to model, and I think that your totals could be way off if that doesn't line up correctly. So we're not dealing with a strong Gulf low here that's coming up from the Gulf where, we've got a little bit more certainty. This is a type system that we don't see every year, and a strong cold front that we don't see every year. So a little bit of interaction between those two is causing havoc on the roadways in some of these areas that weren't necessarily projected to get the ice. And we've seen actually all these winter storm warnings pop up all in Texas, all over Louisiana. As the night progresses, we're going to see little pop-up ice freezing rain that occurs, and going to be a pretty nasty storm for a good portion of the South. And is that going to move into the Asheville area? We know that it's going to move into the Nashville area, Knoxville, Johnson City, Tennessee area. Does it make it across this crucial line right here that the models are making so prevalent, which is the mountain line? It would be a spot where we would see some downsloping occurring. Downsloping is where your air parcel travels down the mountain and there's drying that occurs with it. We have drying in the atmosphere as it continues to fall farther and farther because the elevation drops. So that downsloping will cause some drying to occur. How much? It's really difficult to tell. And so showing you the radar one more time, this is kind of what we've got coming at us. It's going to move through. Now, this shows it, continuing to line up as this moves through over western North Carolina. So how long that stream occurs for is so difficult to tell. But just wanting to give you guys an idea of my thoughts. I think western North Carolina is one of the more difficult areas to forecast as far as temperatures, as far as moisture, and kind of what the models do with these systems. And so let's go ahead. I'll go back to the models. We'll show you a couple of varieties, the NAM 3KM as well, and kind of what it does with this precipitation. Running this out, you can see moisture moving into the far tip. I mean, it shows that moisture by early tomorrow morning. And then as, the downsloping occurring there, but moisture nonetheless, and it's making it into the tip of western North Carolina. Remember the other day, we saw snow showers in Franklin, in Bryson City. We saw even a dusting occurring to Silva. Those are the locations that tend to get more flow, more moisture when we have that westerly flow. So keep that in mind. Those are the ripe areas, in my opinion, right now. And if this flow ends up being a little bit stronger, then we're going to push into Buncombe County, Haywood County. Where this lines up, check this out. So as we move through tomorrow, this line of moisture is not going anywhere. Now, does it move just a little bit farther south? Are the temperatures a little bit colder than what this shows? Really hard to tell. I'm going to have to do another update sometime tomorrow. I have work, obviously. I run a construction company with my father. So it's difficult to do updates during the week, during the day, but I'll do my best to let you guys know what exactly is going on tomorrow. But, as we run this out, so check this out. Still that moisture stream. Let's pull up this QT. This is a slice through of the atmosphere. So as the atmosphere, so this is the 0 degrees isotherm coming down through the atmosphere. Here's your parcel of air. Right here is where it goes above freezing, and then it shoots above freezing to 39. Best guess precip is still showing snow. Difficult call there because look at how far it stays till freezing, almost to the 850 millibar level, which is about 3,500 feet, and then shoots above freezing. Now, does it melt in that 1,500 feet that it's falling or less? It's hard. It's just a really difficult forecast there. With is it going to be rain or is it going to be snow? The upper level temperatures are so cold with this Arctic air that the chances are likely that it falls as snow, in my opinion. So running this out, got Western North Carolina down here. I've got it on this large view so that you guys can see the stream of moisture. Now look at all this. How much does that really develop? We've actually seen more development than what some models have been showing as it's been moving through. So does this die out here, or does it continue into Tuesday morning? Do we continue to get a few snow showers coming in? Very difficult call here. Like I said, going to do my best to give you guys another update tomorrow as the short-range models get a hold of it. As I'm looking at my thermometer right now, 37 degrees. Any precipitation that falls, likely going to fall as snow if the surface is right around 37 degrees and we don't have a big warm nose above us, which right now we really don't. The warm nose is coming in from a ridge, but from the south east, but it's not very strong. And so it's hitting an Arctic boundary. I think the models are really struggling with that aspect. And so let's go over my snowfall map one more time for those of you guys. And I actually posted an article on AshevilleWX with it now, so you can have reference for that. We'll post that on Facebook here soon. You can always go down, scroll down. This is where my most recent forecasts are at. And here we go. You can pull it up for yourself. Zoom in. You can see whatever you want to see as close as you want to on AshevilleWX.com. So one more look at the snowfall map. Asheville, I've got right on the border there of the 1 to 3 and trace to 1 inch. Hendersonville, I'm thinking you guys see some snow showers out of this, but it's just a little bit difficult to tell exactly how much downsloping is going to occur. There could be also some mixing with rain tomorrow. I may need to expand that 1 to 3 if we end up being a little bit colder tomorrow, if the precipitation's a little bit heavier. But like I said, over and over again, I've said it's a difficult forecast. So, Silva, Franklin, I think that you guys could get in that 1 to 3 area with that heavy burst of precipitation. Now, if you wake up tomorrow and these totals aren't there, this goes through tomorrow evening and into Tuesday. I think that there is a chance that this persists all the way through Tuesday. So this map is valid through the 16th here. And so, like I said, if you're not waking up seeing snow in the morning, there's still a chance all through the day, even into tomorrow evening, even into the early hours of Tuesday around Western North Carolina. Murphy, Andrews area out here, 1 to 3 inches. Robbinsville, Bryson City, Waynesville, all of those areas 1 to 3, 2 to 4 in those higher elevation locations. Mount LeConte could get 6 to 8 inches. It's a hard call here on those highest elevations. They could even rake in more. There's a lot of moisture that's going to be in those high elevation locations. I'm going to take a few questions here in just a minute, so if you guys want to start posting them, I'll throw them on the page here in just a second. Burnsville, I think you guys are going to be on that 1 to 3, a little bit farther south of town, I think a trace or so. Mount Mitchell could see 3 to 6 inches. I haven't delegated that very well here. Boone 1 to 3 as well. West Jefferson area up there. also going to get in on the snow. A little bit cooler temperatures up there as well for those snow lovers. So Mars Hill area 1 to 3 inches also, and Banner Elk area I think 2 to 4, possibly 3 to 6 inches in those highest elevations. But like I said, it's really difficult to tell with how much moisture's coming in. These models have really kind of refined those totals to those highest elevations. I don't know that that's actually how things are going to play out, though. All right, so we're going to start taking just a few questions here. And let's see. Shannon is asking about Balsam Mountain. Okay, so Balsam Mountain would be kind of right in here. I think that you guys are on the solid 2 to 4 there. They the westerly facing slopes there will do nicely. Bonnie is asking about, let's see, Marion. All right. Marion's a little bit of a tough call. I think downsloping is definitely going to affect totals down there, but I do think some banding could occur tomorrow evening to where we get a little bit of a burst of snow, and that whitens everything up. Definitely possible. Let's see. Impact on flights tomorrow. Well, it's always difficult at the Asheville airport. But I think that we'll probably be getting flights in and out unless we just get a heavy burst of snow tomorrow afternoon, but likely gonna have a window where we switch to rainfall. Let's see. Maggie Valley from Kate. I think that Maggie Valley is kind of right on that 1 to 3, 2 to 4 line. The farther you get up towards Cataloochee, the higher your snowfall totals will get. Let's see. We had a question about timing here. Vicky asking about timing in Leicester. Looking at the HRR model, and we've actually got a new one coming out, so let's check it out. I'll go over it with you guys as it comes in. And so here you can see it's getting a little bit better with that southern periphery of moisture, and it brings it very close to western North Carolina. It's going to have to really start curving on the models. The radar doesn't show it right there, so I really think that's going to run into the tip of North Carolina. And then here we go into the morning. The HRR begins to show that precipitation very predominantly by 8 a.m. And, what happens? This model runs out. But look at the flow here. This is eventually going to set up over western North Carolina. Now, what exactly where the temperatures are at when it happens? It's tomorrow midday. So the temperatures are marginal for accumulation, but we could be seeing some decent snow and rain to snow mix tomorrow. And as that progresses into tomorrow evening, what happens with this stream of moisture? A little bit difficult to tell. Models dried up just a little bit, but they've had some drying that hasn't came to fruition. And so we'll look for that into tomorrow. Take a couple more, let's see, any ice for Haywood County. All right. Valerie, any ice for Haywood County? Possibility of ice definitely mixing in, a little bit of freezing rain. It could be a nasty mess as we progress through the day tomorrow. When we get the heavier precipitation, that will bring down those colder temperatures. Be a little bit difficult to tell you exactly where, but watch for tomorrow. Icy situations setting up. I mean, this stream of moisture is not going to go away anytime tomorrow. It's going to persist throughout the entire day. Could be, intermittent showers, could be rain somewhere, could be sleet, could be snow, but it's going to progress through the day tomorrow and into the evening. So we'll do another update or post for you guys to let you guys know what's going on. Thank you guys for joining me. Make sure to follow along. I do a little bit more model analysis on Twitter or X at HVWard. And make sure to check in on Instagram at AVLWX. Thank you.